In this video, we'll be discussing how to respond to your child when they ask the difficult question, what does God look like? There will also be a story later in the video that you can share with them to allow for a better understanding. With that said, let's dive right in. When children ask what God looks like, it's important to remember that there are many different beliefs and interpretations of God across different religions and cultures. While I cannot tell you which one is the correct one, here are some general tips on how to approach this question. 1. Explain that people have different beliefs about God's appearance. You can tell them that different religions and cultures have their own ideas about what God looks like. Some may believe that God is a powerful being who looks like a human, while others may believe that God is an invisible force or presence that cannot be seen. 2. Focus on qualities, not appearance. You can tell them that instead of focusing on what God looks like, it's more important to focus on the qualities that people associate with God, such as love, kindness, compassion, and forgiveness. These are the qualities that help guide people to live a good life and to treat others with respect and dignity. 3. Use metaphors or analogies. Depending on the child's age and understanding, you can use metaphors or analogies to help them better understand the concept of God. For example, you can tell them that God is like the sun, which gives light and warmth to everything on earth, or that God is like a parent who loves and cares for them unconditionally. 4. Encourage them to explore their own beliefs. Ask them what they think God looks like and listen to their answers with an open mind. Encourage them to ask questions and to seek answers in their own way and time. Now for the story I mentioned earlier. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Sam. Sam was curious and loved to ask questions about everything. One day, he asked his grandmother what God looks like. His grandmother smiled and said, "Well, Sam, God doesn't really have a physical appearance like you and me. But many people imagine God to be kind and loving, like a wise and caring grandfather who watches over us." Sam was intrigued, but he still had many questions. He wondered what God's voice sounded like, whether God had a beard or not, and if God wore any special clothes. His grandmother patiently answered each of his questions, but Sam was still curious. One day, Sam went on a walk in the forest. He was enjoying the beauty of nature around him when he saw a strange figure sitting on a rock. The figure had a long white beard, kind eyes, and wore a long white robe. Sam was surprised and asked the figure, "Are you God?" The figure smiled and replied, "I am not God, Sam, but I am a messenger of God, sent to remind you that God is not just one physical appearance or form. God is present in everything and everyone, and can be felt through kindness, love, and compassion." Sam felt a warm feeling inside him and knew that he had found the answer he was looking for. From that day on, he remembered that God is not just a physical entity, but a presence that can be felt in the world around him. And so, Sam lived his life with kindness and love, knowing that God was always with him, guiding him towards goodness and happiness.